Dave Dean. I'm from Holland.
Okay.
I'm on the west coast of Holland, Zandvoort.
Yeah.
And we've just traveled to Lofoten, so we're just on the way back. And I spoke to Rolf, and he invited me to come here. So that's why we're here now.
Yeah. Nice.
Join me as I go visit the Norwegian Land Rover Club's national meetup back in 2022. You will get to see some of the cars that were there, and Dave and I take a walk around his very interesting Series 3 Santana.
So this was Series 2?
No, it's a Series 3, but
Series
it's got
3.
Series 2 axles because they weren't licensed back then.
Yeah.
So it's a Series 3, it's Santana, comes from Spain. It used to work on a farm.
Yeah.
And I've converted it to a traveler, so we can now travel all kinds of parts of the world. And it's done about 6,000 kilometers now, this holiday.
Yeah.
And it's still holding up.
From Holland?
Yeah, we had one axle that was busted on the other side.
Yeah.
And Rolf supplied me with a replacement axle.
Ah.
And that way I could continue on the holiday.
Yeah, good.
So I was stranded in Accent. So
okay, so he fixed.
Yeah,
nice. Yeah, he's Rolf is really a great guy.
If you remember this classic, you have been on the channel for a while. If you don't, go check out Overlanding in Norway, Eikestad, where me and Erik get in his Range Rover Classic, meet up with a couple of guys and drive the beautiful road from Sunndalsøra to Eikestad.
How long have you had it for?
This one I've had for 3 years. Before I had a Stage 1.
Yeah.
I had to sell it, unfortunately, because tax rules in Holland were changed by then.
Yeah.
And it was no longer considered an old-timer. So my taxes went way up.
Yeah.
But this one's still an old-timer because it's past 40 years, and in Holland that means that you have an old-timer license. And that's no taxes.
That's good.
A lot better, and you can enter any city with any limitations on exhaust and so on, because it's an old-timer.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter, and you can still work with it. So what I have for this one is an old-timer insurance, which is 120 euros a year, which is 10 euros a month.
Yeah.
And that's all I'm paying for this one.
That's
and a lot of maintenance, of course.
Yeah, okay.
Because it's a hobby, you know. You don't buy this thing if you're not into tooling and working on cars.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you shouldn't buy a Land Rover.
That's really true. That's really true.
And these checker plates went on, and free-wheel hubs, of course, and some extra plating here now and then. But I did a lot on the inside as well. I hope it's suitable if you want to see it.
Yeah.
This is just cockpit-wise, just new interior.
Yeah.
I made my own ceiling. Quite handy. It's an IKEA bed.
Yeah, you filled in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
Spare battery, service battery is inside.
Yeah.
I can fit the entire back compartment. So there's an engine battery and spare battery in the back.
How long can you stay at one place without driving?
Without driving, if I can try to consume as less as possible, probably 3 days.
Yeah, nice.
3 to 4 days.
Yeah, that's perfect.
It's got a good battery, so if I don't consume anything at all, I can stay forever. Doesn't matter. I'm cooking on gas, you know.
Yeah.
But it's got a dual battery system.
Yeah.
The T-Max. It's very handy because it charges the car battery first, and when it's charged, it charges the service battery.
Yeah.
And when you have an issue on starting up from your car battery, you can still connect your service battery into your car. It can still start from your service battery.
Yeah.
It's very handy.
Yeah.
I also have 2 Bluetooth readers on each battery, so I can see on my phone what conditions are. Don't have to check every single time. Just check on the phone. If the car's not running, you can see what volume they have and if they charge well. And you can also see the consumption on anything that's running. Because I can just switch it on here, and it switches on the back end.
Yeah.
All the electrics in the compartment in the back.
Ah.
It's the main switch for the back. Yeah.
Do you have a relay for that, or is it?
Yes, there's a not the smallest relay. It's a bigger relay.
Yeah.
That's the bigger relay. It's about this size. I can show you.
Yeah.
It's in here. It's actually here. See, it's the bigger one.
Yeah.
It can take a lot more. This is the 120 amps.
Yeah. And that's just.
It's the industrial one, and it's just is enough to feed anything in here. I also have a dead switch in here anyway, So I can still switch it off if I want to.
During the 2 days I was at the Norwegian Land Rover meetup, I tried to capture as many Land Rovers as I could, so I could show you the different Land Rovers that is driven in Norway. If you have a favorite, please comment down below and we can discuss it down in the comment section.
The change here is that one side is now filled with buckets that I got from AliExpress, which has a very nifty option that you can open them from the side.
That's really nice.
And you can fold them, so you can actually fold them down, because you can still fold them to a little small packet if you want.
Yeah, if you want to store them away.
Some netting with some extra dry food storage, which is an old cooler box, and because it's dry food, it doesn't need to be cold, you know.
Yeah.
I'm sleeping in a hammock.
Oh.
From front to back, so this is my back end.
Yeah.
And the dogs are sleeping down there.
While you're sleeping in the hammock.
I'm sleeping at about this high.
Yeah.
This is about the height that I get, so the dogs have space to sleep down there.
Yeah.
Of course, a good solid tank with a non-leaking valve.
Yeah.
Everybody has problems with the leaking valve.
Yeah.
This one is not a leaking valve.
Yeah, okay.
It's an industrial one.
Yeah.
And it's better.
Yeah.
Best, good investment to get it.
Yeah.
Also do neoprene on the back and the ceiling. Neoprene you can't see because it's really black, of course.
Yeah.
But this is the 4mm. You can get the 4 or thicker.
Yeah.
And it's good against noise, moisture, rumbling, and it keeps the heat in.
Neoprene, that's the same as the wetsuits. Yeah.
Same as the lower down here. There's a sound dampening layer underneath the rubber.
Yeah.
I took it all out.
Yeah.
There were these original strips in there. Just put new pop nails in there with small rings around it, so it was watertight.
Yeah.
Just in the holes that were still remaining.
Yeah. So that's my next question: is it watertight?
It is watertight.
Okay.
It is watertight. Yes.
Because my Defender, which I had before, was not.
Well, it depends on where you're gonna stick all the rubber. You know, that's how you get it.
Yeah.
It's like clip. I can take the entire kitchen out.
Yeah. And
still has space to work.
That side. Yeah.
And something interesting.
Yeah.
An awning which I designed myself.
Oh.
The awning that you see is just pipes.
Ah.
CV piping.
Yeah.
On scaffolding piping. In there. And they normally go into lengthwise, because there's one over the length, so I can have in the back, in the front, on this side or on that side. Because I can just move them around.
Yeah.
Stake them out and stick them into the other holes, and you've got an awning all around. All you need to do is move the. What are you going to put on top? Today it's just a sunscreen.
Yeah.
It's not a rain screen.
Yeah.
But I have a rain screen as well.
Yeah. Do you use a tarp or?
A tarp or a rain screen or whatever.
Yeah.
What also helps if you use these roll-down curtains that you normally have in the old houses.
Yeah.
And they come down and they're all tight and they're like light blocking. You can use these on these things as well.
Yeah.
I have one on top on the other side, which I use for the back end.
Ah, smart.
This is how you do things. You think of things. You know, you need to be MacGyver for a car like this.
So my favorite thing about going to these meetups is to see other people's setup. It doesn't really matter if it's a Land Rover or if it's an Overland build or if it's a Toyota or Suzuki, whatever, but seeing what they do, the creative thought of building their truck, and to learning from their experience. And when we are on the topic of build and creative thought process, I just love the solutions that we see on Dave's Series 3.
What's in the top box?
Oh, in the top box is spare supplies for the dogs.
Yeah.
There's some tools in there, spare parts in there. There's a jack, there's a pump to get it up if needed.
Yeah.
What else is in there? Some firewood and all that I need maybe on the way.
Yeah.
Stuff that you normally think of, okay, I might need this.
Yeah.
I'll just toss it up top.
Yeah.
This goes on there. And the other thing is, normally in Land Rovers you'd have like a little bit of condensation in the top creating. That's why I put this little roster in.
To get air in. Yeah.
Yeah, get air through. Because you open up the valves on the front side, it just ventilates the air out.
Yeah. I usually
gets all these stuff out.
Yeah.
Plus, this door, of course, you can close it fully, but you can also latch it to just the one latch.
Yeah. Nice.
But also vans. I've been driving like this almost the entire holiday.
Yeah, if you look at the old Camel Trophy Defenders, you can see they have both on both sides. I think they
Yeah.
have vents. So
Yeah, vans, yeah.
yeah. What's the speed you're in on the highway? Or
See?
80.
I'm in the truck lane and
Yeah.
I'm not moving out.
No, okay.
The trucks are passing me.
Yeah, but are you
So I
driving?
keep it at about 75 to
75.
77.
Yeah, that's comfortable. And
Yeah. If it goes 80, it's starting to work really hard.
Yeah.
It's starting to drink a lot.
yeah. Yeah. How far can you drive on one tank?
On one tank, I'm getting about 300 clicks.
And then you have the. Is
And
it
I have a
water?
spare 20 liters,
Yeah.
So I can still get another 20 liters in, which takes me about 450 somewhere.
That's enough. More than enough.
Yeah, that's more than enough to get somewhere.
Yeah.
I haven't used it though because there's a lot of fuel pumps around here.
Yeah, in
Didn't even
Norway.
notice.
Yeah. In Norway, you don't need
don't
it.
need-
Oh
really
no,
need
no,
it.
no, no, no.
So it's like up there for show now.
Yeah.
Well, it's okay.
What's
And,
the plan after the Land Rover meetup? Where are you
Oh,
going?
I'm planning on. This is my way back already, so
Yeah.
I'm heading back because my little girl back home is screaming for daddy,
Yeah, okay.
and I
That's
promised her to be back by first week of August.
Yeah.
And then we've done about 7,000 kilometers.
Oh, that's a lot.
Yeah. Well, it's a first trip on this big one for him,
Yeah.
and I'm proud of him. He's done
Yeah.
well.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Good luck on the channel.
Yeah, and good trip back home.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
We'll do our best.
Yeah.
And hopefully we will be back in one piece.
Yeah.
Thanks.
If you liked the video, please remember to like and subscribe, and if you want to see more content like this, please let me know in a comment. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.